What is going on, mi gente? It's your boy, bringing joy on another Wednesday night. Yes, my friends, it's time for the Power Director Q&A Live with your boy, El Profesor, moi. All right, so I'm going to break down how we do things, how we do what we do when we do it. We do here on this channel is I live stream with you guys for an hour. Just una hora, por favor. And then after that, I go hang out with the wifey because that's what a good husband does, okay? I follow the rules of matrimony. I'm trying to stay married. I made a deal here to do some things with you guys, so I got to stick to the rules, all right? So I'll be talking to you guys for about an hour, answering your questions, you know, showing you things, yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. And I'm going to start off by jumping into the chat. So first up, I got Two Up, Two Down Living. Says, good morning. It's 1:37 a.m. here. I am determined to catch a live. All right. Well, you caught a live, girlfriend. You caught a live. I'm in the building. How you doing? All right. And we got my man, my head moderator in charge, Peter. What's up, Pete? Says, good evening, Malik and all. I'm glad to be here once again for another hour or so of fun, banter, and learnings. That's right, baby. We banter. We get our banter on strong. And we learn from time to time. We try to learn a little something, something. Got my girl Sue in the building. She says, welcome to the first day of summer. Hot, hot weather in Texas. Hope you are staying cool. It's ridiculous here, okay? It is the devil's armpit. We are not doing well. I mean, heat index off the charts. 120. Okay? It's crazy. It is cray-cray over here. Texas is in peril. We need help. We need water. Okay? As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be raining. Like, right now, this is really a thunderstorm. It's been thundering a lot, and it's barely drizzling. And I think it's because the devil is like trying to put the water out before it hits the ground or something. I don't know. But yeah, Texas, it's crazy hot. All right. And Sue, of course, my other moderator, Facebook users group. If you're not part of the Power Director Facebook users group, you can head over there, talk to my girl Sue. She's doing big things over there. All right. My man Peter said, I very nearly never made it due to an almost all-nighter last night. And I was caught out as part of a multi-service search and rescue operation for a missing, vulnerable elderly man with dementia. I hope you guys found him. I hope everything is okay, and I hope that that man was brought back safely to his family. Thanks for doing what you do, Peter. Appreciate you. And Two Up, Two Down Living says her name is Julie. What's up, Julie? Maybe you'll become part of the live stream fam, okay? We on here like every Wednesday night. You know, we always do. It's not like it's different. I know, look, it's like, what, 2 in the morning probably where you are. So it's kind of hard. So I thank you so much for joining us, all right? Because 2 in the morning, I'm dead to the world. I'm asleep, all right? My other Facebook moderator, Steve, is in the house. He says, hi, folks. What's up, Steve? How you doing, my friend? And Steve says, Malik, friendly warning not to try and install anything on your PC while streaming. We all know what happened last time. Yeah, I don't even know. All I was trying to do was just open up the stupid thing. I was trying to open the Cyberlink application manager, and I don't know what happened, man. There's some foobar, okay? Something with foobar, and it just shut me down. I got shut down, and I was out of town. Foobar City. All right. Mo is in the house. Mo's gaming table says, evening, Malik. Here, even before you, my brother. You look, no one is here before me, okay? You might think you here before me. Matter of fact, I got there. My comment is way before yours, brother. So just to let you know, Mo. Mo is crazy, boy. All right. Sue says, I have lots of old videos from the 80s, 90s and wanted to make them look cleaner with less noise and blur. I've tried a few programs, but I'm still not satisfied with the results. I don't know if you're ever going to be satisfied with the results, Sue. I mean, to be truthful with you, I don't think there's anything that is like going to, um, let's just say, change the quality by leaps and bounds. Because bad, I mean, those older videos just there's no real way to there's some digital enhancement that can be done and things like that, but I don't know what level of quality you're looking for. Um, I haven't really heard of any really great programs for it. There are some services out there that say they'll do it and they'll get it looking good, but I don't know. I've never been a big believer on making quality go up. I mean, you can always make it worse. Quality can always be bad, okay? But improving it, I'm not big on that. Um, Key TV is in the house. He says, "What's up, everyone? What's up? Catching with Key TV. How you doing, man?" Mo is giving everybody that reminder, the thing that I should be saying every single time I talk. Smash the like button, all right? Click, clack, that like button. If you're here watching this and you think other people would enjoy it, hit it. Hit the like button. It's not hard. It's right down there at the bottom of the screen. Just hit it one time. And then Mo said, "Hey, Steve, the heat here in Texas isn't even hot. It's literally like being on the sun." Yeah, it's just dumb. It's stupid hot. It's just ridiculous. Nothing should ever be this hot. Nothing. Okay? Nothing, unless you're cooking it, nothing should be this hot. Mo said the heat's so bad, the rain is evaporating in the clouds and can't make it to the ground. That's right. Exactly. That's exactly what I said a minute ago. It's bad. It's like it's trying to rain, but they can't get down. Yeah, Julie said that would slaughter me. 120 degrees, redhead syndrome. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. My man William is in the house. He says, "Good evening, Malik. Nice to see you live again." Thanks for joining us, William. Appreciate you for stopping through, my friend. He's always checking out my videos. I don't care what I can make a video on how I scratch my toe, and William is going to watch it. So I appreciate you, my man. Let's see. Julie says, "I'm here because I love the app, learning all the time. There's still buttons I don't know how to use or what they're for, but there's no rush. Learning by trial and error is my thing." Yeah, that's a great way to learn. The more you use it, the better you will become. That is true. And trial and error is how we all learn from time to time. You know, like we all end up messing. That's nice. As a matter of fact, that's how I kind of, improve at like filming and things like that. When I first started, like I made mistakes and learn from those mistakes the next time around. So trial and error is big, 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 big way to learn. AJ said, "Hey, so what's going on with the Shutterstock?" So AJ, I'll tell you right now, we all probably know that AJ probably, I don't know if AJ has been in any of the live streams lately or not, but we talked about this several times, about Shutterstock and how Shutterstock is going to be, Shutterstock's no longer going to be available with Power Director, and that's supposed to be in July. So keep your eyes peeled. Shutterstock's going to go bye-bye. It's not going to be on there anymore. You will be able to get music from Meta, or what a lot of people know as Facebook. iStock is going to have a bunch more assets, bunch more videos, bunch more photos. So basically, I guess the license agreement with Shutterstock probably came up for renewal. They probably talked everything through, and maybe Shutterstock wanted more money. I'm just guessing. And the guys at Cyberlink said, we're not going to pay you any more money, so we're just going to get rid of you. And there you go. And I appreciate that. Cyberlink tries to find ways not to pass on additional cost to its subscribers or the people who buy the license for the program. So I definitely like the fact that they're fighting for us, because when you think about all the stuff that does come with it and all of the assets you can get, these are like services that you should be paying money outside of this subscription to get. So the fact that you can do it and basically get these things without any cost being passed on to us is awesome. So yeah, July. It's not July yet, buddy. They said it's going to happen in July. So matter of fact, let's see if I can pull up the exactamundo date here. Nope, don't see anything on here that I can pull up in a search, but it is July. I know that much. All right. So there you go, AJ. King Video says, are there any websites that have any translation effects or visual effects that's compatible with PowerDirector? Yes, there are. So somebody asked me this just a few weeks ago, I think. So translation effects, not sure what those are. Visual effects, yeah, definitely. So I just posted about this on YouTube, as a matter of fact. So let me go to my YouTube page here, and I will pull up the conversation that I had with my people, because you are my people and I love you so much. Let's see. That was PowerDirector versions. And here we go. So on YouTube, if you're not subscribed, I mean, I guess everybody in this chat should be subscribed to my channel. But if you are subscribed, and from time to time, you'll see that I post like memes, and I post like other questions, like they're called quizzes and polls and things like that. And right here it says which companies are offering plugins for the current version of PowerDirector. And right now, Pixelon and Boris FX are the ones that are making plugins. So if you have PowerDirector 21 Ultimate, which comes with PowerDirector 365, then you should have a majority of the Boris FX plugins that come with that version. So with that, you should see things like oh really, I closed that? That wasn't smart. So with that, you should see things like stylize, and let me just go right here. If you go down here to third party, you'll see these Boris FX film, image restoration, lights, stylize. So these come with PowerDirector, right? If you get the right version, 365, Director Suite, 21 Ultimate, you'll have these on there. So those come with it. Now there's also, as you can see on here, I listed a company called Pixelon. So Pixelon also makes a plugin with different effects for Power Director. So if you go to their website, there's a thing here that says Power Director plugins. You got Adobe Premiere plugins. You got all kind of different ones. But I'm going to go back to where I was. And here you'll see CyberLake Power Director plugins by Pixelon. So these are the different plugins you can get. They do different things. So you can look through all the different ones, determine if it has the type of effects that you want to add to your repertoire. So Pixelon and Boris effects right now. Mo said, click, clack, patty whack, give Malik a thumb. That's right. Smash it. Don't forget. So Catching with Key TV said, can anyone tell me how to cut out or outline items when making thumbnails? So if you're using any type of photo editor, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to create a mask around the object that you want to outline, and then you want to add a stroke to it. It's pretty simple. Then you can bring it into any other photo with any other background. You add a stroke around it, and it adds an outline around that person. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can mask out an object or image from one photograph and then add it to the background in another one. But that's the way it's done. It's not that you just add a background around it in the picture. You actually have to take it from one image, put it into another image with a different background, and then you can add a stroke around that image so that it has an outline around it. So like I can show you an example, but this example is going to be in Photoshop because that's where I did it. But you could do it in Photo Director. You can do it in a bunch of different programs here. So let me kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Hopefully this will help you. Because like I said, I'm going to show you in Photoshop, but you can do it in any photo editor that's worth its weight. So if you got Photo Director, you can do it in there. Let's see here. Just waiting for things to pop up. You know how it goes, people. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. All right, so you see this. Here I am with an outline around me. Looking so beautiful, don't you agree? With my little outline. Ooh, look at that brother with an outline on him. Well, watch what I can do here. Is this layer here, I just remove it. See, it's not part of this picture. This is just another layer. I cut this image out. I was actually in this picture. I'm actually standing in a like very like wooded area. I got trees behind me, grass, all kind of stuff. And I just used, you know, different tools to cut myself out, like quick selection tool. You can use this, and you see how it does an example of how it went around that little ice cream thing to kind of select it. And then you just remove the background, and it was just me. And then when I brought it in, you can see here, I can't see, but there's different effects that I added on here. One of them is a stroke. So I got a white stroke and I got a black stroke around here to make two outlines around myself. So like I said, you could do it with paint.net. You could do it with Photoshop. You could do it with Photo Director. You could do it with all kinds of different programs. But that's how you add an outline to an object for a thumbnail. At least that's how I do it. And Sue said AI photo programs work very well with old pics. Oh, well, look who we have here. Kentucky Ranger. What's going on, brother? Thank you for joining us. Oh, look at who joined us, too. It's Heterogeneity Rocks. What's up, hetero? Oh, we got another one of our regulars in the house. Looks like my boy MB. Said, hey, Malik. Good evening, everyone. Missed a couple of weeks. Been on holiday, but back in the chat again. That's right, baby. Back in the hot seat. That reminds me, like, you didn't miss anything last week, MB, because I was in Minnesota. So Wednesday, I didn't do a live stream because I had some work stuff that I needed to do. So I knocked that out. But then I also had to get ready to leave the next morning to go to Minnesota. So went to Minnesota for my wife's birthday. Her birthday was Monday, but we went to Minnesota Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we came back Sunday. And we visited the Prince Museum or Prince's house or studio, whatever you want to call it. So she's a Prince fan, so we went there and did that. Did a lot of music stuff. We had a great time. But that's why I didn't do a video or anything, because I was trying to do all this work stuff and get everything ready. Usually I do my videos ahead of time, but been a little backlogged lately. So didn't get anything out for this weekend, but we'll be back in the saddle this Saturday. So Julie says, the credit goes to your videos in my learning process. They are really enjoyable and informative. I subbed within a couple of days of downloading the app, both on the app and on this channel. Thank you so much, Julie. Appreciate you. The Ranger says, my question is, when Shutterstock is no longer paired with PD, will your images be copyright protected? I'd say they won't. I agree with you. I don't think so. First and foremost, I don't even know if the images are still going to be available to you, because part of the license agreement between Shutterstock and Cyberlink says that if you use the assets from Shutterstock, you can only use them within Power Director. Now, they're already in Power Director, and you can access them now because they're under downloaded, but I'm thinking that once that license agreement is out, that they might, move them for however, out of the downloaded. Maybe once you go online, they'll just snatch them all back or something. I don't know. And even if you move them somewhere else, because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to leave them in the program. But I know you can, because I did it before and I got in trouble because I showed everybody how to do it. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. If you do move them and you try to use them, I know that you will not have the license to use them, because that automatically negates your license if you're not using it within Power Director. So my guess is that I agree with you, Ranger, that they're going to get rid of them. They'll probably find a way to snatch them back, and you won't have access to even the one that you already downloaded. So we'll see, though. I mean, only time will tell. We'll see what happens. We got JCanman99. He says, I got Power Director 9 years ago. I want to get a new computer, but I'm worried about losing all of my Power Director projects. I did a lot of editing over the years that I would have to save. I would like to say. So get yourself an external drive and pack the projects all on that external drive. You'll be good. So I will show you. I have an external drive here. It's called a Drobo. And if I go here, and I go to videos, I have videos all the way back to like Power Director 8. And when I go in here and I go into any of these tutorials or videos that I've made, if I double click it, you'll see that I have the project files as well as the project assets and the project file all here. But this is an external drive, so I can change my computer as many times as I want to, and it's going to be on this external drive. So if I open up Power Director, I want to open up this project again, I just double click on it and it'll go ahead and open it up for me. So shouldn't be a problem if you do that way. Sean Kennedy says, hi, Malik. What's up, Sean? Longtime viewer, first time question asker. I want to create the title that gets larger in 3D. The 3D title template would work with extrusion, but there are no keyframes. Any workarounds? Yeah, so the workaround that I would do, if I were you, is I would go ahead and create the 3D title with a black background. Leave it like that. Then what I would probably do is produce it out as a regular video file, MP4. And then after that, I would bring it back into my project with that black background. And then I would use blending modes. Well, I would make the letters white. Let's make sure you do this. Make the letters white and make the background black. Then you can use your blending modes like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think the blend mode for this, let me see if I can pull one up. All right. So you could do lighten, and that should, as a matter of fact, it's darken. You could do darken, and it'll go ahead and make the colors, the white color show, but the black behind it would be transparent. Then you can go ahead and do your keyframes, make your make it zoom in, do whatever you want to do with it at that point. Just use the PIP designer to go ahead and add the keyframes and scale it up. So that's what I would do. That'd be my workaround. All right. Kentucky Ranger said, PD has so many transitions, I don't really see why you would need any more. Yeah, I don't even like use more than like 2 or 3. I'm like, there's no need. I mean, not the way that I make videos. So, some people love using different transitions and they love the uniqueness of them. And to each his own. I don't hate on anybody for using the tools that they want to use to create the way that they want to create. I'm just not a big transition guy. I use cuts more than anything. When I do use transitions, I'll just use like crossfades or fades. So, House Kids says, I watch your vids. Thank you so much, House Kids. Kentucky Ranger said, my advice to transitions, the simpler the better. In fact, many cuts don't even need a transition. That's what I say. That's my school of thought. I don't, like I said, I mostly do cuts. Like, I mean, the way that I think about it is this. When's the last time you watched like a regular movie? Not one that's trying to be campy or funny. Just a regular movie. And you saw a transition, like a fade or a little swirl, to change to something else, or they don't do transitions. I mean, most professional shows, movies, they just use cuts. They cut to the next scene, Like, unless they're doing like some dream or you're remembering something, or like I said, it's campy, funny. They're trying to add a little clock spinning and show the, little funny stuff. Like, just having fun. For the most part, like I said, most movies, professional TV shows, and things like that, it's all about cuts, different types of cuts. And that's what I do mostly in my videos. But like I said, to each his own. They're there, they're available for you. You like them, you create with them, you have fun with them. Do you? Kentucky Ranger also said, I love photo directors' content aware removal. It's a huge time saver. Yeah, instead of using like the removal tool, like the content aware remover is cool. I don't know if you guys saw this, and I haven't tried it yet, but there's like this new tool, and I think it was brought to Adobe earlier in the week, where like it will generate and I don't know, remember the name of the tool, but it generates things like for you. Like, if you had a bald head and you wanted hair, it'll generate hair. It'll make you look like you have hair. It'll like it's crazy. Um, but the AI tools and things like that, like you said, the content aware removal, different things like that. These AI tools they're getting crazy. Peter said most photo editors have layers. Use them. If you screw up the modification, you'll be glad you did. Trust me. Yes. Like you saw when I had Photoshop open, I had a bunch of layers. Like if you don't use layers when you're making different photos or thumbnails or whatever, then you messing up. You gotta use the layers because they give you the capability to add and remove things quickly. If you make mistakes, you could just take them out. You don't have to start all over or undo. It just makes life so much easier. And Mo said layers are your friend. Yes, they are. In Photo Director. So they're basically the same as what I just showed in Photoshop. The layers are over off to the side. You can just let me see if I can pull this up real quick. So this is a blank canvas and nothing really on it right now. But AJ, over here on the left, this is the background, right? So if I wanted to, I could just click here. It says add new layer. All right, so I can add a file. I can add an empty layer. I can add a photo layer from a folder from a library. So basically, let's say I wanted to add I don't know, photo. I could just click on this and hit open. And now you'll see that you can still see the background layer because the aspect ratio is larger than the aspect ratio of the layer that I just added. Right? So let's say if I wanted to add some text. Let's see. Where those? See, this is what happens when you don't use something for a minute. Boom. I can add some text. And it'll add it as another layer to the image. So if I go here and I say something simple like that. I added it to the background layer, which I did not want, which is why I can't see it. So there's the text that I just created. All right, so now we in business. So now I have a text layer here. I can move them around. So let's say I wanted the text for some stupid reason to be behind the photo. I can move it behind it and move it back in front of it. So these are the different layers, different tools you can use here. So this is just an example. I'm just doing some rough and dirty stuff on here, but as you can see, these are where your layers are. This is where they live. All right. I can even turn them on and off. If I say, hey, I don't want to see it, I don't want to delete it, but I don't want to see that text, I can just turn it on and off from here. See, I don't want to see this, you know, so layers. That's how they work. That's how they live. All right, let's see what else we got here. Kentucky Ranger says, happy belated birthday, Mrs. Malik. I'm pretty sure she appreciates that, my friend. Appreciate you for the kind words. Kentucky Ranger said, I'd say that the end date back will be okay, but moving forward, it would be a good idea to not use the Shutterstock images anymore. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we'll see. You could be right. I have no idea how they're gonna, implement this change. We'll see how it goes. Mo said your project should be in your documents folder, so they should be fine. It's any of the custom items that you've downloaded or created that you want to ensure you save. Yeah. I think I always think better safe than sorry. I always like redundancy, so and having external sources of data. So I prefer to use an external drive and pack the whole project in there. That way, you got everything from the project and you don't got to worry about it. But I mean, other people could have different solutions. AJ said, will Getty stock still be available? Yes. So that's what I talked about earlier. Like I said, iStock by Getty Images, they're going to have more videos. They're going to have more photos to take the place of what was in Shutterstock. So they're actually going to have more videos and photos than they have, and music, than it has now, even with Shutterstock. So it's going to have more stuff, and that's all going to be through iStock by Getty Images. So we'll see how that goes. Peter says, do two things. Both pack and save all your projects and save all the raw footage too. Not all the footage is saved in the pack and save process. Yep. Valar says, can you edit audio for a podcast on Video Editor? Yeah, you can. I mean, it's up to you. So, I mean, if you have just an audio file, let's say this audio file isn't music. Let's say it's your podcast audio. Of course, you got your audio mixing room. So you have the capability to edit some of the audio here. You can left click on it and you can go to edit. And you can go to the audio editor. You got other options here to do some editing. And let's see. You can also edit it in Audio Director if you have Audio Director. Or if you have Director Suite. then it'll pull it up in this tool, and you have a lot more audio editing tools that you can choose from here. So yeah, you can definitely edit it. And if you're just doing it in Power Director, and you're like, hey, I don't have, audio director. Great. So you do your edits here with whatever tools you want to use that are available to you. And then when you're done, if you click on export, you can choose this here to export as just audio. And when you choose to export as just audio, you get to choose your file extension. And you get to choose your kilobit per second. So, and then you can go ahead and choose where you want to export it, and then you got your audio file. So, oh, Pollyanna's World, she says she's late. It's all right. It's all right. I'm going to give you slack because you always here. She's late, but I finally got here. Got to watch the archive. Got to watch the archive later to see what I missed. Happy summer, everyone. Happy summer, Pollyanna. Kentucky Ranger says, I help edit podcasts, and some I save with the static image as a video, and others are saved as audio files. Trey Sharpton says, New Blue no more? Nope. No more New Blue, my friend. There has not been any New Blue for some time. License agreement, licensing, stuff like that. No more New Blue. I think if you purchased New Blue products before, then most of those you still have access to. I think. I'm not sure. Peter says some multi-storyline movies still use transitions to swap between stories. Most other conventional movies don't. Yep, this is true. Mo says, I use fades a lot to add assets to the screen and remove them for tutorials rather than just having them pop up. Fade is the most used for me. Yeah, I use fades in tutorials, definitely. So most of my tutorials are just kind of straight through. But if I'm going from like the example to the program interface, I use a fade, right? But otherwise, like when I do other videos on other channels, when I do music videos or events, I don't use fades. I hardly ever use fades. Some events, like if it's a wedding, I might use a fade here or there, depending on the ambiance and the look and the feel of what I'm going for and how big of a shift it is, like from one venue to another. Yeah, I'm gonna probably use a fade to show the transition from, because it's really representing a change in time. So in that case, yes, I would use a fade because I'm like, hey, we're at the wedding ceremony. They're walking down the aisle. I'm not just gonna cut to the reception with them having a speech dancing, right? It's not gonna make sense as the viewer watches it. So that I might use a fade to kind of say, okay, they're walking back to the reception venue. And now next thing you see them at the table sitting there. Yes, I'm probably going to use a fade for that. But for the majority of things, I use cuts. Zoltrick67 finally made it and says, good morning, my number one PD tutor. Just made it. This is the best place to get help and information about PDR. Wonder how long before AI is introduced, everything going that way, making us all lazy. So depends on how you define AI, because AI is already in the program. It's had it for a while. Noise reduction, background noise removal, stuff like that. Sky removal tool, sky replacement tool. The AI art features. It's had AI for a long time. Now, not like the AI that we're seeing now in a lot of other things. Um, you know, like the content aware removal that is in Photo Director, things like that, or even, like the one I was talking about earlier, the regeneration tool that's in Photoshop now, things like that, or in After Effects as well. Things like that, just kind of different. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, things cost money. They cost money, man. I think we're spoiled. We get a lot of stuff with no extra cost, no extra charge, and these companies are spending more and more money trying to give us the features we want, and we don't want to pay anything more. And I'm not going to argue that. I don't want to pay anything more neither. But at the end of the day, something's got to give eventually. Another very powerful tool with layers has to be the blend mode. Yes. Like I said earlier about like that the 3D text. You can add basically when you create it and you bring it back into your project, you're creating a layer, just like video layers, on a different track and using blend modes to kind of manipulate it before you add your keyframe. So Multitastic says, "Hey, is there any way to edit out distinctive tattoos on a person's body part, or more precisely, blur out a person's body part better?" So you could, but it might look kind of washed out, like by the time you're done. I don't think you're gonna be able to like remove the tattoo, but you can kind of make it blurry and look a little different. So depends on which version of Power Director you have. If you have let's see what I can do here. Let's see. So if you have Power Director 21 Ultimate, or if you have um, Power Director 365 Director Suite, then if you go to third party, you got image restoration under Boris Effects, and then you got your Beauty Studio. If you pull that down to your image and then go to effect, you have different settings here where you can smooth stuff out, and you can mask it to a certain area if you use a mask. You can view your mask and matte. So there's a lot of different settings on here. You can try some of these out. I also have a video on it on YouTube. So if you look up like skin, let's see, what's it called? Just type it away and nothing happening. Yep. So if you look up Power Director Skin, then you should get this to come up, and it'll actually show you how to use the tool and give you some more insight into it. So it's a BCC Beauty Studio. So, and I show like kind of how you can kind of overdo it and underdo it and things like that. So this is a good example. Like I said, will it get rid of the tattoo? No. Can you kind of make it like can't tell what the tattoo is? Probably. But you might end up messing up, making a person look kind of muddy, So that's the only thing I can think of right now off the top of my head. Kentucky Ranger says, I remember the old days of AI was fuzzy logic. Yeah, it's like too smart now. Like, I mean, one of the things that I do like regularly is like when I start to write a script for a podcast, I'll use I don't know if you guys know about Bard AI. It's like Chat GPT, except it's Google. If you go to bard.google.com, so this is their AI, and let's say like if I wanted to, like I have a podcast coming up. Like let me pull this up real quick. And we met tonight to talk about what we were going to discuss in the podcast. So one of the things they were going to talk about is misinformation. Like people are afraid of misinformation, like what's true, what's not, like which news channel is lying to you, blah, 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 whatever, right? That's a topic for for the podcast. I'm not going to talk about that stuff here. But what I normally do, and I do this on a regular basis, ain't no shame in my game. I will say, write a podcast opening. I can't type today. For a discussion on misinformation in the media. So I will do something like that. Now, I won't use all of the stuff that comes up here, but I might use it for ideas, or I might use part of it, like say, welcome to the podcast, misinformation in the media. I'm your host, blah, blah. Now, I'm not going to use any of that, right? Now, today we're going to be talking about the spread of misinformation in the media. Misinformation is false or misleading information, blah, blah, blah. Can be found in all forms, blah, blah, blah. Misinformation can have a profound impact on our society, blah, 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 blah. Like some of this stuff I like. Like I might use this sentence here as part of my intro, right? I might even use some of this. I saw some things in here that were cool. Like maybe just defining, letting people know. Or some people might not know what misinformation is. So maybe I use this definition as part of my podcast intro. Maybe I use part of this here or this here, right? So, like you said, fuzzy logic, not anymore. It's like you can use this stuff to help you do things and kind of be a jump off starting point for discussions. That's what I've been using this as one of the podcasts that I'm a part of. I use this because I'm the moderator for the podcast, and I start the discussions, kind of make sure that we have our time kept and stuff like that. But this is usually what I use to kind of help me write up my intros into the different discussions that we have during any week during the podcast. So AI is no joke, man. Chanel 66. That is 66. 86. Sorry. Chanel 86 says, this is my first live. I've learned so much about Power Director. I was just watching one of your lessons on how to do the clone effect and split screen video a few days ago. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. I'm glad that you like my content, and thanks for watching. News. I don't know. LW Rev 2221 says how to eliminate or change video background. So I got a bunch of videos with a bunch of different ways to remove the background from your video. It depends on the circumstance. So check out those videos. Just search it on YouTube and you'll find a bunch of them. D-Vids, what's up, D-Vids? Says, hello, my man. I got asked to make an animated background for a podcast, but don't know where to start. I know it's kind of a vague question, but how do you take this on? So Power Director is not made to, it's not a program that is like a creation. You can't create things out of the blue like an animated background, right? That's not the purpose of it. Now you can, like, if you had like, it depends on what you want to do, right? If you wanted to do like some balls moving across around the screen, you could animate them with keyframes, move them wherever you want to, and then just make sure that they all end up in the same place at the beginning and the end. And in that way, you could just add that same clip back to back to back to back to back for however long you need the animation to keep going, right? So it really depends on what you want to do, but Power Director is not a compositor where you can just make anything out of the blue. You have to bring assets into it and use those things to create. So. Yeah, Togo22 says color director motion mask. Yeah, it doesn't always work. It used to work flawlessly, but now sometimes it just leaves like a white background and it messes stuff up. So you could try that to remove a background, but it doesn't always work. Pollyanna's World said, I watch your podcast. It is good. Thank you, Pollyanna. I appreciate you for watching that too. And let's see here. We are almost out of time. So Kentucky Ranger said, I can see AI giving you ideas and direction. Definitely. That's precisely how I use it. So we got a few minutes left, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop a few pieces of knowledge on my people. So last week or week before last, I did a tutorial on the sticker maker. It was not working for me, but Power Director went ahead and did another update. And so when I went to the application manager and I updated Power Director to the latest version, now the sticker maker is working. So I get my 5 stickers a day like everyone else now. So there's that. Just want to thank everybody for joining, being a part of the live stream. If you have the capability to do so, if you're not already a channel member of mine and you're not already contributing to me to help support the channel on a monthly basis, I would appreciate if you could do a super chat or a super sticker for me, just to help support the channel and keep it going. But otherwise, I got to get the heck out of here and go hang out with the wifey. So I'll see you guys next week.